What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the MaddenBallerz YouTube channel and my Denver Broncos franchise in Madden 13. We got week 1 of the regular season here, and we're facing off against the Pittsburgh Steelers at home in Denver, Colorado at Sports Authority Field at Mile High. And here you can see Peyton Manning shaking some players' hands. Then Ben Roethlisberger is warming up on the sidelines for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we're going to go ahead and get this game started with Matt Prater kicking off for the Denver Broncos to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Jericho Cotchery is in the end zone to receive the kickoff. He's going to go out, take it out of the end zone, and get all the way to about the 18-yard line, tackled by Von Miller on the play. So here we go. Ben Roethlisberger is coming out onto the field for the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. He's here to lead them in this game. So we'll see what they can do here in this game against the Denver Broncos. And for the first play of the game for Pittsburgh, they are going to hand off to Rashard Mendenhall, who's going to go left and get about 2 yards in the play, tackled by Dumerville, and it will set up 2nd and 8. Pitch to Mendenhall to the right, and he is going to get about 6 yards or 3 yards on the play, setting up 3rd and 5 for Pittsburgh Steelers. Roethlisberger's in the shotgun now. He's going to drop back. He's going to look over the middle and hit Sanders for a first down and a 7-yard gain. So 7 yards on that play sets up the drive to continue. And later on, Roethlisberger's under center. He's going to hand off to Mendenhall, who goes right and gets all the way up to the 39-yard line. A 9-yard gain on that run sets up 2nd and 1. Later on the drive, 3rd and 4. Roethlisberger's going to hand off to Mendenhall again, who goes up the middle and gets to the first down line. But did he get it? We have a flag on the play, folks, and it looks like it's face mask on the Denver defense, so that pulls them into Denver territory. 3rd and 3 now. Isaac Redman will go up the middle and get the first down on the handoff, and later in the drive, 2nd and 10, Roethlisberger under center. He's going to drop back to pass. He's looking. He's going to go deep to Antonio Brown over the middle for an 18-yard reception down to the Denver 15-yard line. Later on in the drive, they'd have 3rd and 15. Roethlisberger would hand off to Mendenhall, who would go up the middle for 3 yards, and that would end up with a Pittsburgh field goal, putting it up 3-0. Now, Peyton Manning would come out for the Denver Broncos, and he would lead this offense to start out his first regular season action in over a year. He's in the shotgun, and he is going to take the snap. He is going to pass right and hit Andre Caldwell for an 8-yard reception on his first pass play. As you know, he did not look very good in the preseason. So on 3rd and 2, it's a pitch to Willis McGahee. He's going to break a tackle and get tackled out of bounds, but not before he gets 7 yards in the first down. Later in the drive, 1st and 10. Hand off to McGahee, who goes right and fumbles the ball, but number 74 picks it up for Denver, and they would retain the ball. Later on, 3rd and 8, Manning looking for someone. He's going to hit Willis McGahee on a screen play, and he's got a lot of open field ahead of him, and he will finally get tackled at the Pittsburgh 24-yard line, but not after getting a 37-yard reception there. So later in the drive, hand off to Moreno to the left, and he is going to get a good 10-yard gain there, breaking one tackle, finally getting taken down. 1st and 10 for Denver on the Pittsburgh 13. It's a pitch to Moreno to the right, and he's going to break one tackle there and break another and get into the end zone for the first points for Denver on this game. A touchdown by Moreno here. You can see the replay. He gets the corner, then plows through number 24 and breaks a tackle there on number 90 and gets into the end zone there for the touchdown, putting Denver up 7-3 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. We would move to the second quarter now, with Denver having the ball again and Manning under center. He would drop back to pass. He would look right, and he would find Pittsburgh's defense. Timmons would intercept it and return it all the way down to the 22-yard line of Denver. So an interception for Manning sets up Pittsburgh deep in Denver territory. Roethlisberger is going to take the snap. He's going to look deep and hit Brown for the reception inside the 5-yard line down at the Denver 4. 2nd and goal for Pittsburgh at the Denver 3 now. Roethlisberger is going to take the snap, hand off to Isaac Redman up the middle for the touchdown, putting Pittsburgh back on top, 10-7 over the Denver Broncos. Now, middle second quarter, Broncos have the ball. Manning with the snap, looking for a receiver, finds Andre Caldwell to the left for the first down, reception up to the 31-yard line. Later in the drive, 1st and 10 for Denver. Manning is going to hand off to McGahee, who's going to go right and break a tackle and get about 8 yards on that play. and set up 2nd and 2. You can see here on the replay, he just went right, found a big hole, and ran over Troy Polamalu there and got 8 yards on the play before getting taken down. Later on in the drive, it's 3rd and 3 for Denver. Manning back to pass, and he's going to keep looking. He can't find no one. He rolls out, rolls left, and decides to take it all himself, and he is out of bounds, and it looked like a late hit there after that 5-yard gain, but no flag on the play. The coach for Denver was really mad that there was no flag on that play. Later in the drive, Manning 1st and 10. He is going to get sacked by 2 Pittsburgh defenders, which ends up setting up 3rd and 19 in that drive. Manning back to pass again. He's looking deep. He's going over the middle, and that one is broken up by the Pittsburgh defense. So the Denver Broncos would have to punt, and that would be the end of the first half. Pittsburgh would be up 10-7 over the Denver Broncos. You can see the players going to the locker room, and we would go out to the 3rd quarter now with the Denver Broncos getting the ball. Manning, handoff to McGahee, who goes up the middle, who fumbles the ball and turns it over. Number 92, Harrison, picks it up for Pittsburgh, and the first play from scrimmage of the second half, Denver fumbles the ball and turns it over to Pittsburgh. You can see there that they hit him really hard and got the ball after it came out. So here we go. Pittsburgh has the ball on the 15-yard line of the Denver Broncos. Roethlisberger back to pass. He's going to look deep. He's going to go left and hit Antonio Brown, for the big gain down to the 2-yard line, I believe it was. Later on the drive, they have 2nd and goal from the 6. Roethlisberger looking for someone, and Brown is wide open in the end zone for the touchdown. How did Denver's defense let him get wide open? You can see Brown has 4 receptions for 49 yards and a touchdown in this game so far. So, later in the 3rd quarter, Broncos would take over after that touchdown, down 17-7. Manning would hit Eric Decker for the first down, and we have an injury on that play. I'm not sure who it was, but later on, Manning handoff to Willis McGahee on 1st and 10, and he would go up the middle before getting rocked and getting 8 yards on the play. So a good rush for Willis McGahee there. 3rd and 1 for Denver. He's going to hand off to Willis McGahee, who goes up the middle, gets about 7 yards on the play and the first down, so Denver is on the move. 1st and 10, later in this drive, Manning would drop back to pass. He would look deep for a wide open Jacob Tamme and overshoot him, and they would have to go later in the drive and be 2nd and 10, and Manning would run the ball again, and he would get hit instead of sliding and fumble the ball and turn it over, and Pittsburgh would recover it. So Pittsburgh has the ball again after a turnover there. Looks like number 50 came in and hit him along with another defender and just forced the ball out, and Pittsburgh recovered it. So some bad decisions by Peyton Manning today. Two turnovers by Peyton Manning already. So Pittsburgh has the ball, and Ben Roethlisberger goes deep on 3rd and 8 and does not connect, so that would end up with a punt. Pittsburgh would get the ball back later in the 3rd. Roethlisberger with the ball now. He's going to go deep over the middle to Antonio Brown for the first down and a 15-yard gain there. So he's hooking up with Antonio Brown a lot in this game. Later on in the drive, 3rd and 10 for Pittsburgh. Roethlisberger looking for something. He's going to go right, hit Antonio Brown again for the big gain, all the way to the Denver 43. So a good 22-yard gain on that play. Sets up Pittsburgh deep in Denver territory. Now 4th and 1. Roethlisberger's going to go deep and go for it, and it's going to be broken up. The pass play would be broken up, and Pittsburgh would have to punt. Now Denver with the ball. Manning back to pass, and he is sacked by Woodley on the play, his first sack of the game. That would end up with a punt for Denver. Now Pittsburgh with the ball. Roethlisberger goes over the middle to Mike Wallace, the first time we've seen his name called out in this game, and he gets a good reception into Denver territory, and Pittsburgh would continue the drive. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh with the ball. Roethlisberger looking, can't find him, it goes short to Antonio Brown again, who gets the first down and 11 yards on the play. So he's got 7 receptions for 97 yards in this game, and Pittsburgh's drive would continue now in the 4th quarter with 2nd and 10. Roethlisberger looking for someone. Goes deep right, and can they get it? No, he overshoots his receiver on 3rd and 10. So that would set up this field goal, 39-yard field goal here, which would be good, and Pittsburgh would be up 20-7 over the Denver Broncos. Now the Broncos have the ball in the fourth quarter. Manning hands off to McGahee, who goes up the middle and gets about 8 yards on the play. So he's got 14 rushes for 34 yards on the day. Later in the drive, 3rd and 10 for Denver. Manning back to pass. He's looking for a receiver, and he decides to run. He runs in his own lineman there and gets sacked on the play. So that's the second sack for Jerome Harrison, and the Broncos would have to punt. Pittsburgh would take over, and Roethlisberger would run up the middle on this play, get the first down and more, gets 15 yards on the play to the Denver 36. So Pittsburgh is back in Denver territory, back on the move, and looking good. So later on, Roethlisberger drops back to pass from the Denver 32. He goes over to the right, and finds Mike Wallace for his 3rd reception on the day. He's got 44 yards. That would later lead to 2nd and 9 from the 19. Roethlisberger would fake the handoff, look for a receiver, and hit Mike Wallace again for the first down to the Denver 8-yard line. Wallace has 4 receptions for 55 yards on the day. And 2nd and goal, Roethlisberger looking for a receiver, finds Antonio Brown, who gets down to the end zone. Touchdown for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are up 26-7 after a missed 2-point conversion. And the Denver Broncos need something to happen very quickly with only 6 minutes left in this game. So 4th and 1, they would have to go for it on their own side of the field and hand off to McGahee up the middle, who gets about 7 yards on the play and a first down, so that's good. Later on in the drive, it would be 4th and 10. They need this to keep this game going. Manning would get the snap. He would look for a receiver and go short to McGahee, who is wide open, gets the first down past midfield to the Pittsburgh 48, but there's a penalty on the play. It's roughing the passer, and we get the ball at the Pittsburgh 33-yard line. Now, over the middle goes Manning, and it's broken up by number 29, and we would end up with a field goal on that drive. Later on, Denver would get the ball back. McGahee would get the screen pass, and he would get down to the Pittsburgh 35-yard line, and Denver is still in this game, barely. Manning back to pass now over the right-hand side to Eric Decker, down to the Pittsburgh 20-yard line. Later in the drive, 4th and 7. Denver would have to go for it to keep this game going. Manning is making some adjustments at the line, and he's looking for someone to pass to. He goes deep, and somehow Eric Decker makes this catch. He gets the ball over 2 defenders of Pittsburgh, and he gets the touchdown. So the Denver is still in this game with under 2 minutes to go, and we'll take a look at this touchdown catch again. Here we go. Manning passes it, and you can just see it just sails right over the defender. Is perfectly placed for Eric Decker to make the touchdown catch there from Manning. And just amazing how he made this catch over those 2 defenders. Palomalu's there and number 24. So Denver would go for 2 points. Manning back to pass. He's rolling right, and he finds McGahee, and he gets in the end zone for 2-point conversion. So Denver would have a shot. They would only have 2 timeouts, though, so they would have to go for the onside kick here and in order to keep this game alive for them. So here we go. Matt Prater kicks it, and Pittsburgh gobbles up that ball and gets it. So we still have a shot with 2 timeouts, even though they got that onside kick. Here we go, 3rd and 8. We have to stop him now. Roethlisberger back to pass, goes over right and hits Mike Wallace for the first down, and that would be the game. Pittsburgh would win it 26-18 over the Denver Broncos for the first regular season game of the year. So Peyton Manning had 12 for 28, 150 yards, a touchdown and interception. McGahee had 41 yards. Moreno had a touchdown. And as far as passing, McGahee was our leading receiver, which is kind of awkward, 65 yards. So here we go. We would go into some scouting here for next year, and we're going to take a look at some cornerbacks. We're going to take a look at Jarvis Morgan here, and his jumping's good, his man coverage is good, and we're going to take a look at Ish Evans here. And the reason we're looking at some cornerbacks is in case we need to replace Champ Bailey at the end of the year. He's been in the NFL for 13 years now, I believe, and we want to replace him probably at the end of the year. So we're taking a look at some cornerbacks here. Marcus Webb, and they all seem to have good jumping, but their coverage seems to not be that good. So check us out next week, the next episode, when we face off against the Atlanta Falcons in the Georgia Dome on the road for another Monday night game, primetime game. And if you like this content, you can give it a thumbs up, as that always helps me out. And you can hit that subscribe button so you're notified of all my new videos, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.